What's in your hand, Spence?
Freak 23.
Alright, what's up, mother truckers? You heard the man. Out here swinging the 2022 Miken KP23. Kind of had to give Spencer a hard time a little bit here. Big Easton guy. They managed to get him to swing 2 bats at Warren Easton's on the same day. This video was filmed on the same day as we did the Suncoast Ruckus Max One Piece and the HB exclusive Easton POW. So same conditions as those days. On the good old baseball field here, it's basically 315 in left field, 315 in right field, and 350 in center and in the gaps. And that good old wind blowing in from the left field corner, making it pretty much impossible to even think about trying to pull anything all that hard. But thankfully we had Spencer, and he was able to pull everything. Hit our usual mix of softballs that you're used to seeing from the videos here. It is the Evil BP52 Plus, Evil BP Rocket, as well as some 52-300 game balls, and some Dudley Thunder Z and Pro M's as well. And read some specs from this thing straight off the website. But if you're familiar with the Mikens and you know about this stuff already, this is a Kyle Pearson signature model. It is a 12-inch barrel, ½ ounce of inload. Features Miken's E-Flex 360 barrel, which is designed with exclusive C4 carbon fiber, which allows for maximum flex, performance, and durability. This features their Flex for Power handle, and it is a 2-piece with a composite handle and a composite barrel. And it is approved for USSSA, NSA, and ISA play. And as far as like if I had to comment on the combination of the barrel and the handle this year, the handle feels about the same as it has for the last few years. The barrel in this did seem to be a little bit tighter, but once we get to the compression stuff, you'll kind of see why. It still performed well, kind of getting into that like demeridian Louisville territory a little bit, seeing this hitting as well as it was for testing as high as it was. While we're on topic of that stuff, let's slide on over and look at the compression and scale weight stuff and talk about a couple of other things that we found while we were doing this review. So on a scale, this one came in at 26.9, and compression testing wise, this thing was brand new out of the wrapper at 300. After the about 100-ish swings we put on this, and then using it in a supplied bat tournament using classic M's, this thing saw a lot of usage. It was swung by a lot of people in almost every game, and this thing had to be close to probably 250 swings by the time I threw it back on the tester, and it's coming in at about the 265 mark. And one thing we noticed the day we started hitting this was it sounded really funny when you dropped it on the ground, and looked down and kind of noticed that the paint around the connection is cracking, and listen to the sounds it makes when you drop it. Not 100% sure what's going on there. This was there from about maybe 25 swings in. It doesn't seem to hinder the performance of the bat. It just sounds really weird. I know some of these Miken and Worths were prone to telescoping back in the day. It doesn't give that kind of vibe, and like I said, we used it in a lot of games on that supplied bat tournament day, and it's holding up great. So I don't know what the issue is there, but it is something worth noting. If anybody has theirs, do it. It's nothing to get excited about, at least from our experience. I have been trying to sell this cheap just to get it moving so I could get something else to review. But part of me wants to game it just to kind of see what ends up happening with this whole connection situation. Just to feed my curiosity and me be able to give you guys kind of an update on what it's doing. Now, as far as what we thought about this thing and where we would rate it and everything else, this is going to have to go in the gotta have it in the bag category for me. While stiffer than last year's KP and a little bit of a different overall feel, there's no question that this thing was still just as good as last year's KP. And again, the big bonus to me is the fact that it can still test high and hit well. Been seeing that out of a couple other manufacturers, and it looks like Miken, with at least this one, has kind of caught on to that trend a little bit, so that's cool. Just to know that if you guys do play somewhere that does do compression testing, you can put some BP on this thing and game it for a while and not have to worry about it. Or if you just want a bat that seems like it's going to last a little while, this would be another good option for that. I'm not going to say this is something you can go out and just beat to absolute death, but there's no reason to think that a person couldn't get a whole season's worth of game swings out of this thing. And maybe if I hang on to it, we can even update and kind of see what it's like when it gets down to 240, because I was really wanting to see what kind of distance we could get out of this thing. The baseball field just really kills the vibe, and then the wind blowing in on top of that just really just kind of ruins it. Because, I mean, I don't hit for a ton of distance, but I still like to see how far I can hit a ball with some of these bats that do feel good, and this one was definitely that. Miken has done a great job over the years of making these short barrels that are something that is really easy to hit. The sweet spot is very big for being a short barrel. It's still very forgiving, even though it's a short barrel. And the control that you get from the short barrel and the combination of the half-ounce end load is just so tough to beat. That's all I got for this one, though, guys. Thanks for stopping in and checking it out. Big thanks to Headbanger Sports for making this impossible for us. Hit me up if you want to get one of these, and I can get you some really good pricing on these. I'm going to hush up and let you check out the rest of our swings from this thing here. I hope you enjoyed the video. Swing hard in case you hit it. BP Hero, catch you next time.
Everything, man, is tired.
Ball spins.
That was a stupid pro.
Stupid pro.
Are they hot?
Looks alright.
Got me worried about my dome piece. Oh.
There it is. do the legs thing. Do the legs thing.
That's the daddy thing.
Do the legs thing.
That's daddy.
Laser. Yeah.
Alright, give me a reason.
Like, you can just do whatever you want with it.
I tried. I knew I was going to have to do it that way. 330 on the line, but...
Yeah, shucks.